Look, if you're struggling to figure out how to renew your Medicaid coverage online in Missouri, or honestly, if just the thought of government paperwork makes you break out in a cold sweat, don't worry, we have all been there. The fear of accidentally losing your health coverage just because of a missed form or some confusing website is incredibly real. But today, we're going to completely simplify this process and save you a massive amount of time and frustration. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're mastering MO HealthNet online renewals, and we're breaking down the exact step-by-step process you need to take to secure your health coverage for another year, without the headache.
Here's our roadmap for today. 1. Preparing for your renewal. 2. Gathering the necessary documents. 3. Creating your FSID account. 4. Submitting your form. 5. Understanding the verification process. And 6. Tackling common challenges and knowing your resources.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Preparing for Your Renewal. So, first things first, we have to ask the big question. Do you actually still qualify for MO HealthNet? See, with the recent Medicaid expansion, Missouri now covers non-disabled adults between the ages of 19 and 64. To qualify, you've got to be a Missouri resident and a United States citizen or a qualified non-citizen. And here's a really fantastic piece of news for you. There's literally no open enrollment period for MO HealthNet. You can apply or renew whenever your specific annual timeline comes up. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to the numbers, specifically your household income.
Let's look at the adult expansion limits. I'd actually encourage you to pause here for a second just to find your household size. These figures basically represent 138% of the federal poverty level. So for example, if you're a single person living alone, your maximum annual income to qualify is $20,784 before taxes. Now, if you have a family of 4, that cap jumps up to $43,056. The state checks these numbers every single year, so knowing exactly where you stand before you start the renewal process is going to give you tremendous peace of mind.
Now the rules shift significantly when we talk about kids. Missouri really wants to ensure children stay covered, so the income thresholds are much higher. For infants under 1 year old, families can make up to 196% of the poverty level. For children ages 1 to 18, it's 148%. And hey, if your income is just slightly too high for standard Medicaid, your kids might still actually qualify for the state CHIP program, which covers families making up to 300% of the federal poverty level.
Moving right along to Section 2, Gathering your necessary documents.
Okay, before you even touch your computer, here is your exact checklist. You'll need your legal name, date of birth, and social security number. If you don't happen to have a traditional mailing address, you can actually use a friend's address or even a community organization's address. But the absolutely most vital piece here is your proof of income. You'll want to have your most recent pay stub sitting right there next to you. Or if you're self-employed, have last year's tax return handy. Having these documents organized ahead of time totally prevents that mid-application panic where the online portal times out because you're frantically digging through a filing cabinet.
All right, Section 3. Creating your FSD account.
Look, security is paramount when we're dealing with your health and financial data. So when you navigate to the online portal, you want to make sure you see the official Missouri Department of Social Services logo. Spotting that logo ensures you're definitely in the right place and not on some random third-party scam site before you start entering your personal info.
Let's break this registration down into 4 really simple bite-sized steps. First, you'll go to my.mo.gov/FSDBbenefits and click Sign Up. Second, you're going to be emailed a verification link. Once you click it, the system will instantly text a one-time SMS passcode to your phone, which you'll enter. Third, check your email again for a temporary username and password, log in, and then create your own permanent secure password. Try to use a good mix of numbers and symbols just to keep your data locked down. Finally, and this is the step people always seem to forget, click Connect Profile and enter your social security number or your departmental client number, your DCN. That is what links your new login directly to your actual Medicaid case.
Which brings us to Section 4, Submitting your renewal form.
Now, Missouri actually attempts what's known as an ex parte renewal. That basically means they check state databases first to see if they can automatically renew you without you doing a single thing. If they can, awesome, they'll just send you a success notice. But if they do need more information, a form bearing the official State of Missouri seal is going to populate in your portal, or it might arrive in your mailbox as a yellow form. If you see this specific form, you absolutely must fill it out completely, accurately, and get it submitted before your deadline.
Section 5, the verification process explained.
Setting expectations here is key to managing your stress. After you submit your form online on day 1, it takes the Family Support Division right around 30 days to process your renewal, assuming they have all the info they need.
During this waiting period, you can always log back into your portal to check your application status. Once they finish their review, they'll generate and mail a final decision letter directly to your home.
When you open that letter, you're going to see one of three outcomes. The best case is no change, meaning you're still eligible and you're totally done for the year. The second is change in coverage. So you're still eligible, but maybe your income shifted just a bit, putting you in a different Medicaid category. The third is adverse action, which means they've determined you no longer qualify. Listen, if you receive an adverse action and you disagree with their math or their decision, you only have 10 days to file an appeal before that decision takes effect. Do not sit on that letter.
Section 6. Challenges and resources.
Okay, I want you to remember this number, 90. This is your ultimate safety net. Under federal rules, if your MO Health Net closes simply because you forgot to return a form or respond to a request, which they call a procedural closure, you get a 90-day reconsideration window. If you submit your missing form within 90 days of your termination date, the agency literally has to reconsider your eligibility without making you start a brand new application from scratch. It's a massive, massive time saver.
Let's look at how this builds into another really common challenge, particularly for our seniors and individuals with disabilities. What happens if your income is just a tiny bit too high? Well, that's exactly where the Spend Down program comes in. Think of it kind of like a deductible. You can still qualify for coverage for the month if you spend down your excess income by either paying that amount directly to the state or by submitting unpaid medical bills that equal that amount. And yes, the best part is you can handle these spend down payments and submit those medical bills directly through your online MyDSS portal.
Now, if you hit a digital wall, you are not alone. Here is your critical resource list. Your home base is mysdss.mo.gov for portal access and document uploads. If you're stuck and would rather speak to a real human being, call the FSD Information Center at 855-373-4636. You can also walk into any local FSD Resource Center if you need in-person help. And if you're navigating the transition to Medicare, MO-SHIP offers free counseling through the State Health Department website listed right here.
Seriously, if you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer today, let it be this one crucial point. Keep your address updated. The state relies heavily on the mail to notify you of your renewal window. If you move and you don't tell them, you will never get that yellow form, you'll miss your deadline, and you could lose your coverage without even realizing it. So go log into the portal and update it today.
Please, don't wait for the state's letter to arrive to start frantically digging for your tax returns and pay stubs. Gather your toolkit today, set up your portal account this week, and you're going to secure your health coverage for another year with total confidence.
Before we wrap up, a quick reminder. This explainer provides a general guide to renewing Medicaid coverage in Missouri. Please verify specifics with official state resources, as policies can definitely change over time. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Are your documents ready right now, or are you going to let bureaucratic red tape stand between you and your healthcare this year? Get logged in, take control of the process, and stay covered. Thanks so much for joining me.